Hi, thanks for joining me again for another reading from my book, Prejudential, Black America and the Presidents. We are at chapter 10. John Tyler was the 10th president of the United States, serving from 1841 to 1845. He was not elected. He was William Henry Harrison's vice president. Harrison died shortly after taking office. And Tyler was known by the moniker of his accidency. He was a Virginian, and every biography says he belongs to a quote unquote old Virginia family. That means slave holding. He was a supporter of slavery his entire life. He did not even go through the hypocrisy of claiming it was wrong. As a member of Congress, he voted against the Missouri Compromise because it established that the federal government could regulate slavery. He made good use of his time in office by completing the project of annexing Texas. Texas was as we know, a part of Mexico. They broke away from Mexico because Mexico made slavery illegal. And it was initially an independent republic, but from the very beginning, there was a desire to make it part of the United States, to make it a state. And of course, that increased the power of the slaveholding class. He and others succeeded in getting Texas, the annexation accomplished by spreading the lie that Texas would be a haven, was a haven for runaway slaves. And that didn't work, but they then tried to make the case. They turned that argument on its head and said that in order to get buy-in from those free soil states, they said that Texas would actually decrease the slaveholding population. A senator named Robert Walker from Mississippi, he wrote a pamphlet entitled Letter of Mr. Walker of Mississippi relative to the annexation of Texas. And he said Texas would be a safety valve for the internal colonization of black people, who might become a labor force for Mexico and the rest of Central America. And he claimed that annexing Texas would empty the U.S. of its black population. Now, this was all it was obviously a lie, but he managed to get buy-in from people in the North, and it was a wink and a nudge. Northerners had an out since they were able to pretend that this slave state would somehow end up ending slavery. And Southerners went along because they got what they wanted. Before he left office, at the end of his term, James Polk won in 1844, and he was a slaveholder too, and that was considered a mandate for annexation and ultimately Texas becoming a state. And Tyler signed the law, which completed that process when he had only 2 days left in his presidency. And he later became a member of the Confederate Congress. He's regarded as one of these presidents who's a lesser light, and there's not much to say about him. But annexing Texas was a great political victory. And it's something that should be remembered. So this president, Tyler, who's considered not a success, was in fact successful at doing something that was terrible. But he did succeed in doing what he and many others wanted. So that's chapter 10, John Tyler, Prejudential, Black America and the Presidents. How do you buy the book? Look below the video and you can see how you can purchase the book. Please like the video also. And please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.